officially been 1 week since I've had the car. The quantum car leap experiment continues. Today is not an easy day. It's not an easy day. The kids and I, my teenage children and I had a really nice dinner with my parents last night. And it was great to have. They're very involved in conversation. And it was just a wonderful night with my family. It was beautiful. It was really, really nice. And I had a really good sleep again, which makes it 2 nights in a row, which is delightful. And just felt really good. Very, very calm yesterday, which has been lovely. And then I woke up this morning with the thoughts in my head about tax documents from a previous business that I had that I closed 3 years ago. And then I got a phone call and an email from our federal government looking for tax documents from this previous company that I thought I closed down a couple years ago that haven't been submitted, that were supposed to have been submitted by the accountant. So it's just one of those, I feel very peak stress, but it's also noticing if that's where I'm creating this, right? I believe that I'm creating this stress. So there's an old part of me that's trying to hold on to this old way of living, of being poor and being in struggle and not having clients and just always being victim to my circumstance and yada yada. Old version of me just keeps coming up to get cleaned up. And it's funny because at the potato party with my friend, and then even yesterday, and then even again today when we had some someone come to the house, come by for the visit, I think that there is this huge call for us to be the adultier adult. That even though we might not feel like we have all the things that require us to be an adulty adult, maybe you don't feel like you have a degree or enough money in the bank or the house or whatever you think it is that makes the older generation more adultier than you I don't feel like it's valid. And even in the conversations, I'm I actually feel like I have yet to meet someone who's adultier than I am in all capacities. That there's definitely people that are smarter than me and fiscally better than me and maybe have more ownership than me. But it's not, there's the level of adultiness that I think we're trying to reach is it's not there, man. It's us. That it's we have to step into this leadership of the change that we want to make. And there's some there's so many awful things happening in this world right now. And I think a lot of us feel very powerless to it. It's very difficult to not become emotional about it and wish that things could be different. And there's a lot of helplessness around all of it, especially when it's not happening in your country and there's not really anything you can do except for send love and money to help support a cause that you would one day hope that it's if required or needed, people would do the same thing back. But it's just really there's no desire for social media. I think that that's going to change completely, which I've talked about. And I think that this is the start of it. There's also, you can start to see the changes of government control in different things, and it's all falling apart. It's pretty rapid. And then I'm okay, so I have to try to give all this stuff's happening in the world. True and valid. All very upsetting, true and valid. I've done what I can about it. Conversations in my household, being able to share information when I can, donating money when I can, sending love and Reiki to situations when I can. So it's I've done what I can for that outside. And then within my own home, it's the stress of continually having to pay bills, make rent, fill client schedules, which is going fucking awesome, which is so funny. And then I get that call about tax documents that I gotta try to dig in my brain for information for and dig through my archive of electronic files to find what they're looking for. And then I get a call from my doctor. I gotta review some blood work. So I'm okay, this is all happening. This feels like it's a lot, which like part of it is, and then another part is me like I just want to bang my head against the steering wheel because like I don't fucking care. I don't really care about any of it. What does a blood result or a tax or paper matter when like our systems are crumbling and people are being unalived? Like that doesn't, like, it's just like this perspective of it doesn't matter. But it's also like in my reality, in my experience, this is what's important and this is what matters. So it's part of me, I'm like, I'm definitely gonna cry about it because I have my practice with my clients and with myself is that if I'm overthinking about something and nothing's coming into my fruition, then I'm also underfeeling something. If you're overthinking something, you're underfeeling something. So I am avoiding some sort of emotion. And I think it's the emotion that has to do with having to be the like, well, I guess like we're gonna be the ones to say, I gotta be the, like I'm the only one that's gonna save me. Which I did have the realization for and like really like owned it, but I'm like, okay, but now that I've like put that uniform on and I've put like that, it's like, I just keep thinking of like the Marvel characters. I'm like, I've put on my uniform, but like now I gotta show up to battle. And like, this is one of the battles. Like, how do I wanna handle this? Can I honor my feelings and emotions and arriving early for the doctor's appointment just to like take a couple deep breaths and be in what I need? And ask for what it is that I need and advocate for myself for that, knowing that everything's gonna be fine and works out always. Can I also let go of the fear and trust that everything that's happening to me is happening for a great reason? These tax documents are in a great, I would love to clean that up and have nothing more to do with that ever fucking again. Knowing that it's probably also taking my time and attention and focus off of needing to pay rent and bills all the time, which would allow that to actually work. Because I did that same thing with my business. I stopped focusing on the one-to-one and I started focusing on the group. And now my one-to-one's booked out for a couple weeks. So it's just like, where is the things that are happening in your external environment actually aiding you and like pushing you to do something better? Because I fully believe that. Like that is like, you get to have a choice. Like, sure, is this happening to me or is this happening for me? So if I look at this and like, this is happening for me, I'm like, okay, like let's fucking cry about it and then put your hair in a bun, put on some 90s rap and then fucking handle it. Which is exactly what I'm gonna do, because who's gonna, like, nobody else is gonna do it and nobody else is gonna do it in the way that's like integral to me. And like, this is actually my job. This is what I need to do as a human on this planet that's contributing, that knows where she's going in like this lifetime. Like, this is what I need to learn to do, is to handle when like stuff happens. Is this really all a big deal? Probably not. Do I have the time to handle it? Absolutely. Do I have to stress myself out about it? No. That's a habit that I'm not subscribing to anymore. So I'm gonna go into this doctor, I'm gonna get my result, it's gonna be an easy solution, I'm gonna get a blood requisition now for a follow-up in 3 months. I don't have to come back for another appointment. They can review it again later. By the time I get home, I'm gonna get so jazzed up, like pumped up, because something great is gonna happen in my email inbox by the time I get back. And then I'm gonna cook dinner and I'm gonna give myself an hour to find all these documents. And then if not, I'm just gonna leave it, and tomorrow I will try again. And it's gonna be great. Simple, easy, fun. Where am I making things more complicated because that's what I'm used to? Because there's a part of me that doesn't trust how simple and easy it can be. Like, I get to decide that. My expectation of life is that it's gonna be okay. So what if I just took a deep breath and let it be okay? I also promised myself I was gonna do some writing, which I'll do after dinner before I get in the tub, to do like another like quantum leap meditation. Because I'm not here to fix anything, because nothing's fucking broken. But I'm here to clean up stuff, complete a task, and move on to my next level.